The Pine Bluff City Council meeting for April the 21st, 2014 is hereby called to order. May we have roll call, please?
Here.
Alderman Easterly.
Here.
Alderman Steps.
Here.
Alderman Walker.
Present.
Alderman Boyd.
Here.
Alderman Brown. Alderman Mays.
Here.
Alderman Hope.
Here.
Thank you. Each of you have a copy of the April 7, 2014 minutes. Have you reviewed the minutes?
So moved.
Okay, thank you. It's been properly moved and second that the minutes as presented be approved. Floor is now open for discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. We will now move on to committee reports, starting with Ways and Means. Alderman Brummett, please.
Yes, Mayor. The Ways and Means Committee met last Wednesday. We did a thorough review of the expenses versus our budget and looked at income versus our budget, and I was very pleased with the reports that we actually got. We're at 25% of the year through the end of the first quarter, and income from sales tax revenue was at 24.5%. It's not near the gloom and doom that some have tried to paint. It's we've got a little bit down, but we think we'll be able to make that up in the next quarter. Expenses were at 26% of budget, and part of that is that it's over the 25 is the fact that we have to pay workman's comp has to be paid heavily in the first quarter. We also had 7 payrolls, had an extra payroll in that quarter, and so we had some timing issues as far as compared to budget. And also we looked at collections of occupation taxes, and we have got some concerns there that we're working on very diligently to get resolved. They've made a lot of progress, don't take me wrong. We feel like, though, that we can make some adjustments and be back on target by the end of the next quarter. So things are in very good financial shape, is what we determined from the report. We also looked at the monies that we had that had been disallowed from HUD that we're going to have to pay back, and we've developed an arrangement that we will have legislation probably at the next council meeting where we can resolve those issues. So I felt like the meeting was very productive, and I appreciate the councilman that came to that meeting. I move that we pay the bills that the city owes.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and second that the bills for the city be paid. Floor is now open for discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir. Ordinances and resolutions, Alderman Brummett.
Yes, Mayor. The Ordinance and Resolutions Committee, we're waiting to hear from Ms. Walker concerning number 1. Is it to be considered tonight or not?
No, it's not.
Okay, so number 1 will be pulled. Number 2 will be read for the second time. 3 will be read for the second time. Number 4 will be completed. And we have a resolution amending resolution number 3522 to correct an address that has been requested that we add to the agenda tonight. I move that we add this resolution to the agenda.
Okay, it's been properly moved and second that the resolution amending resolution number 3522 to correct address. Floor is now open for discussion. Hearing none, may we have roll call to add this to the agenda.
Alderman Brummett.
Aye.
Alderman Easterly.
Aye.
Alderman Steps.
Aye.
Alderman Walker.
Aye.
Alderman Boyd.
Aye.
Alderman Brown. Alderman Mays.
Aye.
Alderman Hope.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
We'll add it as number 5, and that concludes the report.
Okay, thank you, sir. Economic and Community Development, Alderwoman Walker.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you. Public Health and Welfare, Alderman Holcomb.
Mayor, on the update on the collapsed building on 401 Main Street, Mr. Joe Meadows, who is working with Mr. Warrior, they're making some progress to clean up that collapsed building. There is some low level of asbestos, and they're in progress of cleaning up that building. And that's the update on that building as of
Okay.
right now.
Good, thank you. Good update. Thank you, sir. Public Works, Alderman Mays?
We didn't have a meeting, Mayor, but I have a report to ask the citizen to refer and ask our senior citizen to call the street department at 543-5101 in case their ditches are stopped up. Many senior citizens trying to stop these ditches up, they unstop them themselves, and they're calling, and it's a lot safer to call our street department and have them go out there and dig them out or whatever they got to do. Even if it's a tree has failed because of the weather. Many of them calling about that too. And they're concerned about it because they're stopping the ditches up and the water's getting in their yard. And you're talking senior citizens in their 80s and 85 and 90 years old, and they're real concerned about that. But if you all know any of them, actually call our street department at 543-5101. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Development Planning, Alderman Boyd?
No report, Mayor, except for the fact we have an amendment on item number 4.
Okay. All right, thank you, sir. Okay, Traffic and Aviation, Administration, Alderman Steps?
No report, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Public Safety, Alderman Easterly?
There's no report, Mayor, but we will have a public safety meeting at 4:45 before the next council meeting on May 5th, and that's to take up ordinance number 2, and at that time.
Okay,
That concludes my report.
okay, thank you, sir. All right, moving on to ordinances and resolutions.
Mayor, we have an ordinance amending section 26-113 in chapter 26 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting prohibited driving acts, designating use of funds generated by convictions for engaging in such acts, and for related purposes, up for the second reading.
An ordinance amending section 26-113 in chapter 26 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, respecting prohibited driving acts, designating use of funds generated by convictions for engaging in such acts and for related purposes.
We'll place it on the calendar, and it will be reviewed, as Alderman Easterly said, at the next Public Safety Committee meeting. We have an ordinance amending Chapter 13 regarding classification of persons as contractor general and for related purposes, up for the second reading.
An ordinance amending chapter 13 regarding classification of persons as contractor general and for related purposes.
We'll place it on the calendar. We have a resolution declaring certain houses, buildings, and or structures as nuisance and ordering their abatement.
Whereas the City Council has
Move for
determined.
adoption.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and second that a resolution declaring certain houses and buildings and/or structures as nuisance and ordering their abatement.
And may I move
Yes, sir?
for an amendment on that? I think we all have a list
Yes.
of some that we have purchased. Maybe a couple of them could not be contacted and need to come off the list tonight.
I second it.
Okay, it's been properly moved and second that the resolution be amended to the handout. Any discussions? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The amendment carries.
Move for the original as amended.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and second that the resolution declaring certain houses, buildings, and/or structures as nuisance and ordering their abatement. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Mayor, we have a resolution amending resolution number 3522 to correct an address.
Whereas it is necessary to make an address correction regarding a property listed in resolution number 3522 passed on August 20th, 2012. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, resolution number 3522 passed August 20th, 2012 is amended on page 3, line 1 regarding property owned by Maurice Jackson to change the address from 2201 West 22nd to 2201/2203 South Laurel Street. The Inspection Department shall ensure this resolution is filed with the Jefferson County Clerk and mailed to Mr. Jackson.
Move for adoption.
Second.
Okay, it's been properly moved and second that a resolution amending resolution number 3522 to correct an address. The floor is now open for discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Mayor, that concludes our agenda.
Alderman Barnes.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a possibility that number 3 could be read 3 times? Because the original it went through the process. And this is an amendment which is creating a classification that Joe did, a classification for the real estate developer because there was no classification with the city collector.
She has asked for a little tweak to that, so it might be best to wait till the next meeting. She came out of the office and asked that we change that a little bit.
You hear what I said?
If we could.
Okay.
So we'll just leave it as is and finish it at the next meeting. Thank you. That concludes our agenda.
Okay. All right. No other business on the agenda. Do we have a motion to dismiss? So moved. Any discussion? Meeting is now hereby called dismissed.